So we will invite Professor Prasad Krishna for a moment to exchange.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for waiting. Before we start, we would like to show you a few videos. イベントを始める前に映像を少し上映させていただきます。First video is about Chandrayaan-3 landing on the moon on August 23 of this year. And then second video is about G20 summit held in India from September 9th until the 10th. 一つ目は、インドの月探査機チャンドラヤーン3号が8月23日に月面着陸した時の映像でございます。二つ目は、先日9月9日から10日にインドで開催された G サミットの映像でございます。
This point are providing confirmation of the safety of the landing site.
As expected, the retargeting is going on. And this is a very good signature for the lander. अभी आप ये देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 65 मीटर के आसपास बची हुई है.
Currently, only 2 engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at zero velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
धीरे धीरे लैंडर की वेगमान को कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं.
We can see the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who is here to encourage us. And he is critically looking at the visuals.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल.
People are applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा के सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है. ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की बात है. हिंदी में एक कहावत है,
Your Highnesses, Excellencies, G20 के प्रेसिडेंट के तौर पर भारत आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत करता है। भारत की G20 प्रेसिडेंसी देश के भीतर और देश के बाहर इंक्लूजन का, सबका साथ का प्रतीक बन गई है। आप सबकी सहमति से मैं अफ्रीकन यूनियन के अध्यक्ष को G20 के स्थायी सदस्य के रूप में अपना स्थान ग्रहण करने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं। नई दिल्ली G20 लीडर्स समिट डिक्लेरेशन पर सहमति बनी है। संपूर्ण विश्व में आशा और शांति का संचार हो। 140 करोड़ भारतीयों की इसी मंगल कामना के साथ आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Skill Connect, the role of Mechatronics and Automation Seminar today. 本日は、in 日スキルコネクト、メカトロニクスとオートメーションの役割セミナーにご参加いただきまして、誠にありがとうございます。Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to welcome His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan. 皆様、駐日インド大使 C.B. ジョージ閣下がご入場されました。To begin our seminar, I'd like to request His Excellency, Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, to deliver a welcome remark. はじめに、駐日インド大使 C.B. ジョージ閣下より開会の挨拶をいただきます。
Good afternoon, everybody. Professor Prasad Krishna, Director, NIT Calicut. Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, Executive Vice President, JETRO. Mr. Dr. T.P. Sethumadhavan, Professor, Transdisciplinary University of Health Science Technology, Bangalore. Mr. Anil Raj, Nehan Technologies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be amongst you today as we deliberate upon India-Japan partnership through the prism of skilling, mechatronics, and automation. Professors and experts and entrepreneurs from India visiting Japan and joining this evening today. I particularly welcome Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, the Vice President, Senior Executive Vice President of JETRO, who has been the partner for the embassy in our engagement with the Japanese business in the prefectures in particular. I also welcome Professor, the head of NIT, who has come here and joined us. And the topic we have selected today is very interesting: skilling, mechatronics, and automation. So I was discussing with him to explain to me what is this mechatronics. So I'm told that this is something which originated in Japan, mechanics and electronics, but it encompasses everything that one can aspire to think in this modern society when everything is electronic and computer related things. Friends, India and Japan are natural partners and share the commonality of views on many strands of our bilateral relationship, including on Indo-Pacific. Our special strategic and global partnership is now being enhanced through emerging areas of cooperation like skill development, critical and emerging technologies, space cooperation, etc. This is a topic we attach considerable importance, skill development. In fact, I recall that a few months back, we had the great opportunity to launch India-Japan Skill Connect platform, where with the presence of 4 ministers, 3 Japanese ministers from the cabinet, and also our Minister of State for Skill Development from India participating in that event. Skill development, skill cooperation is one area which we attach considerable importance, and I would like to make it one of the priority areas of my tenure in Japan. We are planning at least one event a month where we would be able to connect between various stakeholders in the skill connect sector, and I'm sure that that would yield good results. When we look at in the last few years, we have been able to put in place the framework for enhancing this cooperation. What we need to now to fully utilize this framework and generate awareness both in India and in Japan on the availability of skill and also availability of opportunities. I'm sure that that would help us build on this important element of our global and strategy partnership. Government of India, through a series of steps, particularly by the Ministry of Skill Development and Ownership, has launched the Skill India mission, which is aimed at bridging the gap between the demands and supply of skilled workforce, enhancing occasional technology training as per international standards, and create an enabling framework to promote seamless mobility corridors to countries, including to Japan. We have already have agreements with Japan under TITP and SSW. Efforts are underway to detail these with certification under the international skill centers, wherein 14 IISCs are currently operating in different cities in India, providing domain training on international standards across 9 job roles in 8 sectors. I recall my conversation with the director of NIT when he said that they have, with the support of Japan Foundation, been able to start special Japanese classes for different batches, and we have already 50 graduates who have passed out with knowledge of Japanese language. So things are moving in the right direction, and I would like to see this gets scaled up. We have the framework in place. We have the potential. We also have the support of our leadership to take this forward. What we need to do is to scale it up. I'm very happy that initiatives are being taken to bring in more and more universities and schools and colleges and institutes into this effort. We have, as you are aware, the G20 presidency. You have seen the video which was just shown how India successfully organized the G20 summit this year with the participation of the entire country in India. It was a mass movement. It was celebrated all across the country, and the issues it addressed are very important. In fact, we made a conscious choice to deploy science and technology and innovation in its policy interventions during the summit. And India's stack, resting on digital identity, data, and digital payment, has made our digital public infrastructure more inclusive. This is one of the elements which was discussed and deliberated upon during the G20 summit. So once again, I welcome the director and the team which has come from India. I also welcome each one of you who have joined us today. This is something which we would like to continue to follow up, so that our engagement in the skill sector, in the science and technology sector, and also in building further trust and confidence in our relationship. We look forward to working with each one of you. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, Excellency. Now, I would like to request Professor Prasad Krishna to come up to the stage. He will be presenting a memento to His Excellency. ナショナル工科大学カリカット校プラサド・クリシュナ教授より大使閣下へモーメントの寄贈が行われます。Now we would like to have a group photo. May I ask? May I ask all of our speakers, guest speakers, to come up to the stage for a group photo? And our delegates from NIT Calicut, NITCAA, IITAJ, Nehan Technologies. Please come onto the stage. Thank you, Excellency, and then thank you, sir and madam. Now we would like to move on to the speech lecture section that will be delivered by our 6 honorable guests. それでは6名のゲストスピーカーによる講演の部に移りたいと思います。Firstly, I would like to ask Professor Prasad Krishna Director of NIT Calicut, to make a keynote speech. まずはじめに、ナショナル工科大学カリカット校、プラサド・クリシュナ教授による基調講演となります。
His Excellency, the Honorable Ambassador of India to Japan, Mr. C.B. George, the First Secretary, Science, Technology, SSW, and Skill Development in the Indian Embassy, my colleagues and their relatives as part of the Indian delegation, the executives from JETRA, technocrats, industrial experts, other well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure in representing one of the top 5 National Institute of Technology, Calicut, located in the state of Kerala. And we have a delegation. We would like to present a brief presentation on what are the areas where the Japan can connect with our Institute of National Importance. Just to tell you briefly, NIT Calicut, which is the Institute of National Importance, it's a parliament body completely funded by the Government of India under the Ministry of Education, and we have consistently ranked the top 5 NIT in the country. We are a campus of 300 acres. We have a student population of 7,500. And since our establishment in 1961, we have produced more than 45,000 highly accomplished, competent alumni who are serving different parts of the world. Let me go over to my presentation. We have chosen the domains of mechatronics and automation. As the Honorable Ambassador has mentioned, the term mechatronics was first coined in Japan, and which is the amalgamation of different disciplines in the science and technology. And mechatronics will lead to automation of various processes, products, and technologies for better living in our planet. Currently, there are different domains in the area of science and technology where we have in Indo-Japanese collaboration. Those areas are given: mechatronics, Internet of Things, AI in healthcare, smart mobility, automotive electronics are some of the areas. But on the right, I have given the future areas where we can collaborate in the area of clean energy, circular economy, in the smart infrastructure, disaster management and climate resilient technologies, semiconductor fabrication of the chips, and exploration. You have just seen the video where India has successfully completed the Chandrayaan mission, where the rover was successfully launched on the landed on the surface of the moon. And so there is possibility in the area of space, electronics, pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, and so on. Next slide, please. The Indian government has taken several initiatives to have this Make in India, and that is where we are extremely grateful to Japan for supporting India by establishing several manufacturing facilities already in India and contributing to skill development, creation of employment, and technology transfer. Japan is already partner in the electronics industry, consumer electronics, semiconductors, and electronic components. Japan has set up several production units in India. India is a huge market. India has the demographic dividend of the youngest population in the world. India is a country of 1.4 billion population, the most populous country on this planet. And we have an advantage of youth population from the age of 16 to 25, 65% of the Indian population are young. So that is the advantage we have, and we're extremely happy that many Japanese industries are collaborating in the area of machine tools, robotics, focusing on improving the manufacturing processes. We have many Japanese technologies. You all know we appreciate Japan is the world leader in terms of the quality function deployment, the quality circle, the Kanban system, the Toyota production system. We always follow the Taguchi's, the design of experiments. And in fact, it is none other than Taniguchi who coined the word precision engineering and nanotechnology. So we are really grateful that these areas are already happening between India and Japan. Next slide. And there is sufficient scope for future collaboration because India is a huge market and there's a lot of demand. We have demand, democracy, and the demographic dividend of very young population. And these are the areas we can think of collaborating in getting this transfer of knowledge and skills from Japan to India, establishing more manufacturing facilities which align with the India's vision of becoming a manufacturing hub. India has taken a national initiative on making it a hub for robotics. India has taken initiative of artificial intelligence for the entire population, AI for all. And India has a national solar mission. India has a national green hydrogen mission. And the recent G20 summit, India has launched a global biofuel alliance. So these are all trying to have more into the renewable energy spectrum. Japan can also mentor the Indian firms to improve their competitiveness because Japanese are very good in the quality control activities. Set up research centers in the niche areas of technology, strengthening our country's innovation ecosystem. Next slide. Just to give you briefly about the institute where I am the director, which is director is equivalent to vice chancellor or a president in a university. The director is the person who is appointed by the president of India. And we have a school, a university, which has as of now 7,500 and odd students, about 400 faculty members. We have 3 schools and 10 departments, which covers most of the engineering, science, technology, management, physics, chemistry, mathematics, most of the STEM domain. And we also have PhD program in all these areas. We have masters, 31 masters program. Recently, we have started a master's program in electric vehicle engineering with Robert Bosch. And we also have several user-oriented programs collaborating with the industries from all over the world. So we also have recently, based on the India's education policy, the new policy of the central government, the NEP 2020, which encourages transdisciplinary, multidisciplinary education and research. We have established in NIT Calicut 16 such multidisciplinary centers fostering innovation, startup, incubation, research and development in multiple disciplines so that it will lead to a holistic teaching learning process, and we will be able to produce whole graduates who are competent to serve any part of the world. Next, please. Our ranking is shown there. Currently, we are the top 5 NIT in the country. Among all the 5,500 engineering institutions in the country, NIT Calicut stands 23rd in the engineering stream. We are ranked number 2 in the country in the architecture and planning. IIT Roorkee is ranked number 1 and NIT Calicut is ranked number 2 in the country. And we are the only NIT which is ranked in the National Innovation Ranking of the Government of India, and NIT Calicut is ranked 8, the other ones being the established IITs of the country. And we have received, our faculty and research scholars are engaged in cutting edge research and development, and that is where you find more than 50,000 citations. They are published in SCI journals. Our faculty members have received several international fellowship. Even we have the JSPS fellow, we have Humboldt fellowship, DAD fellowship, and then the Fulbright scholars and so on. So we have a long-standing international engagement with our faculty exchange program for the students and faculty also. Next, please. When you look at our vision, the vision of NIT Calicut is to have this international standing of the highest caliber. So we, in another 5 years, we want to become a multidisciplinary education and research university in line with the India's education policy. This is a multidisciplinary education and research university, which will be an institute of eminence. And for that, we intend to have the internationalization of our education, more presence of international faculty and students, and we will be aiming at the global ranking. So we are very good in the national ranking framework. Now we are aiming at, in another 10 years, we would like to be in the top 150 in the world university ranking, like the QS ranking. So we are trying to internationalize the education and research in NIT Calicut. Next, please. Some of the areas where my colleagues, my faculty members, and research group has produced, in some of the areas, I am not going to in detail, but then these are the areas, some of the devices. What you see on the right is for the diagnostics of cervical cancer. So this particular product was developed by our own faculty members. So we have developed some of the signal processing, vision in robotic surgery, some of the video-based movement analysis of patient with movement disorder. Some of the faculty must have produced textbooks which are followed in many universities in the country. Next, please. And our strength in the area of robotics, which is a possibility as Japan is a world leader in mechatronics and automation, especially in robotics. So we have also developed, my colleagues have developed several devices helping this vision impaired who wants extrasensory perception, somebody who have differently able. So all this exoskeleton, fully automated UAVs for the agriculture sector, for smart farming, the egg collecting robot with deformable jamming gripper. This is for the free range poultry farming, focusing on the agriculture sector. Next. And our journey of research continues in robotics, where we have done the underwater robotics, autonomous, the underwater, the aerial vehicles in robotics. And we have also done for people who have difficulty, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, to have this sports robot which will play shuttle badminton, and this can be used as a learning tool for those who have Rett disorder, specific learning disorders, and so on. We have also developed a 12-degree freedom biped robot for the intelligent locomotion for the deep reinforcement learning. And in the other sector, next please, in the broad area of mechatronics, what I have listed is the possible areas where India and Japan can collaborate, whether it is in agriculture mechatronics or in human-centered mechatronics for the wearable electronics, sensory augmentation, prosthetic limbs and orthotic devices with sensory feedback, or whether it is in agriculture mechatronics like sensor networks and drones for monitoring the soil condition monitoring. It can be in autonomous agricultural machinery or post-harvesting or precision farming. In the realm of energy, clean energy and circular economy, or in the domain of environment mechatronics, We can think of the Mechatronics system for renewable energy sources, integration of energy storage solution, HVAC system for building automation, energy harvesting for low power electronics, and so on. In the area of medical mechatronics, the state where the NIT is located, the state of Kerala has an ambitious program in making Kerala a medical device hub. And there is a lot of scope for collaboration in surgical robotics, medical imaging devices for improved resolution, speed, and safety of the patient, medical devices, fusion pump, ventilators, dialysis equipment, and diagnostic tools and devices, blood analyzers, and the list goes on. Next slide. There are many areas we can collaborate and develop sensor for the healthcare sector using phase change memory devices, non-invasive sensor, diamond-based quantum sensors, design fabrication, performance analysis of electrostatic vehicles, heat spreader operating in a closed flow loop, nano sensor for work detection, and FET and OFFET sensors to presence of nitro-based explosives. We have here my colleagues who develop optoelectronic sensor for detection of gas leakage. We can also think of the 3D glass antenna and packages for the 5G telecoms equipment. Next slide, please. We have procured a 3D printing which has a very wide scope, and not only in tissue engineering, drug testing, organ on a chip, space biology, and soft robotics. This is another area, the bio 3D printing. Next slide, please. The other area of collaboration is the clean energy and circular economy. So the cooperation in the area of green economy, translational research in the area of these clean energy and sustainable technologies. As I have mentioned, the India is taken initiative in the National Green Hydrogen Mission, National Solar Mission, and the Global Biofuel Alliance. Next slide. The research activities in the area of clean energy and circular economy can be in different areas, not necessarily hydrogen, waste to wealth, clean combustion, wastewater treatment, EIA, solid waste management. It can be in CO2 capture or sequestration. Next, please. We have a strong department for electric vehicle engineering, which I just mentioned. We started the master's program with Robert Bosch. We have a very strong research group in electric vehicle in the area of smart mobility, where they have already developed the ultra capacitors. That is the diagram what you see. Without using, they have developed actuators without using the rare earth materials. They have produced in the span of 2 years, they have 50 patents and several publications. 42 faculty members from different departments, they collaborate in this research center, and already 50 research scholars are working. They've already attracted several million US dollar funding in this Center for Electric Vehicle Engineering. Similarly, next slide, please. We have another center on transportation. You know, India is now aiming at training. There is a global need for more than 50,000 professionals in the area of supply chain and logistics. So many of us, NIT Calicut is one NIT which is collaborating with the Indian government to have a center of excellence in supply chain management and logistics, whether it is construction logistics, port logistics for the airports and the seaports. And then you can see the focus of areas are multi-phased areas. And already we have a collaboration with the Eastern Society, Asia Society for Transportation Studies from Japan. There's already a project going on, but there can be many areas of multi-mode transport. For example, the state where I come from, we already have the surface, water, and the air. So there are multi-mode transport already happening in the state from B. So there are many areas like resilient transportation network, freight mode choice modeling, and so on. Next, please. we have done in our humble way to connect with the Japanese culture. I'm happy to say that the Japan Foundation was kind enough to give a Japanese language tutor, and we have already graduated 50 students, one batch of students. They have the proficiency in the Japanese language. What you see in the picture is the visit of the Japan Foundation. The Morikami had come from the Japanese Foundation, and we also had the visit of the Consular General from the Chennai Consulate of Japan. He also visited, and then we have can you have the picture, please? It's not coming. It's okay. Next. And the second, that is a picture. Please click again. No, the previous. So the picture whom you see is the Consular General from the Chennai Embassy, who is awarding the first batch of students the certificate in Japanese language. And the second batch is already going on. So that picture you see the visit of the Japan Foundation language expert. Next, please. So that is a picture of the Consular General from the Chennai Embassy awarding the certificate to the first batch of the Japanese language. Next. Thank you very much. And we are extremely grateful to the embassy, the Indian ambassador, the first secretary, all the officials for organizing this event. We are also grateful to my alumni, the distinguished alumni from our NIT Calicut, our entire delegation, our well-wishers who are supporting this Indo-Japan Skill Connect. We are also grateful to all our Japanese partners, our industry partners, our academia partners, research partners for making this beautiful engagement. And we look forward to have much more strong collaborations. Every Japanese technology is valued very much in India, and we are keen to have more collaborations. And we look forward to having the Japan-India Skill Academy to be established in this Tokyo. I can tell you, we are every year 2,000 graduates which are highly competent and qualified come out of our NIT, and with this language proficiency in Japanese language, they would be catering to the needs of the Japan industries and the research ecosystem. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Professor Krishna. Next, may I request Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, Executive Vice President of JETRO, to deliver a remark. 続きまして、JETRO中条和也理事よりご挨拶いただきます。
スライドが出ます。
スライド。Do we have the slide?
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for Professor Prasad Krishna for your detailed explanation on your endeavor, and also I could gain that knowledge on how Japan and India could collaborate in this area. Distinguished delegate members and distinguished guest participant, and ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nakajo. I'm from JETRO, Japan External Trade Organization. And our organization is basically promoting Japanese trade and investment as a government entity. And we've been working for India for 55 years. And nowadays, one of our kind of main concern, let's say, one of our next priority areas or initiatives is a human talent collaboration between India and Japan. And this is a figure. And on the left bottom, this is the number of foreign workers in Japan, and it has already reached to 1.5 million people. And this is included all the foreign workers, including the highly resoluted personnel to the say more in kind of simple laboring workers. And but if you go to the right hand side, kind of round shaped graph. This is the concentrate of the proportion of the highly skilled personnel. And out of 1.5 million, around one quarter of the these personnel are highly skilled, categorized as a highly skilled personnel. And this is about 4 lakh people here in Japan. And if you look at the percentage of India, this green part is India. So it's still not many as we could expect it as we observe the potential and the number of the Indian youngsters or graduates in India. So what we have been done is we've been promoting retaining Indian personnel from India by holding several job fairs from say around 2014-15, and we've been continuously doing that. And most recently, we did it online basis, connecting to Japanese industry and several Indian university and institute, and we could generate around 6,000 students joining that event. So as we could observe in that figure, there's a very much potential in connecting India and Japan in these recruit human research exchange opportunities. And we also working on with the Japanese corporate who not really being accustomed to retaining foreign talent in their organization. So there's a kind of gap exists indeed because Japan has been practicing the membership-based job style. It is the opposite word of the job-based working style. So most of the Indian or say foreign companies are adopting the job-based job style, and for that sake, we've been consulting coaching to Japanese companies. These are all affecting the image. The practicing the human talent management of Japanese companies. One day, it was like 10 years ago, when I speak to the global head of GE Research, General Electric Research Department. And when she said that they have about 5,000 researchers in GE Research Center in US. And out of that, she said about 20-30% are from India, and almost the same figure from China. And when I asked her, why don't you create a new branch in Japan? Because I was engaged in Invest Japan program at that time. He said it's not them who create the foreign entity under GE, but these Indian personnel and the Chinese personnel, they're eager to create their subsidies in their respective nations. This means that GE's research were, were big portion of GE research is conducted by these people, and also they came to be a very spearhead of their of extending their research field into the country like India and China. So what I wanted to say is retaining Indian personnel in Japan will definitely be Japanese companies' deployment to India, and this will create a bigger opportunity in our industrial and also research collaboration between the two. So finally, let me commit ourselves to promote this human talent exchange between two countries, and I'd like to pass my gratitude for the delegate members to taking your time coming down all the way from India and having this session to disseminate your informations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nakajo. Now, I would like to request Ms. Miwa Tachiyama, Director of Ebara Corporation Japan, to deliver a remark. 続きまして、エバラ製作所部長、立山美和様よりご挨拶いただきます。
Thank you very much for your attendance today. My name is Miwa Tachiyama. I work for Ebara Corporation. Before the start presentation, today's firstly, Mr. Krishna-san explained the situation from Indian university in India, and then Nakajo-san is industries between Japan and India. And now I would like to explain the Japanese companies' activity in Japan and also globally, including India. My first experience to visit in India was 15 years ago. It was, of course, for a business of Ebara Corporation. But when I arrived at India, I was very shocked and fascinated for the power of people's passion and capability. And since then, I think I visited India approximately 100 times for business and also for some personal issues, not only for the business, but also yoga or Ayurveda yoga or personal issues, many issues, lots of things I'm fascinated. And this year, I transferred to Ebara Corporation head office, and now overviews lots of business activities. So I'd like to explain our company's activities. Next slide, please. This is the table of contents. Unfortunately, I have only the 10 minutes, so maybe the presentation material is too much, so I will shortcut some pages. Next page, please. Next page, please. Ebara Corporation, our company was founded in 1912, which is 111 years ago. And our group global network offices facilities 108 companies in globally. And headquarters location is Tokyo Haneda. And currently, number of employees is almost 19,000 people. Next page, please. This is the location map of our companies, total 100 big companies. Next page, please. This is just a short explanation of what we are doing. Maybe some of you knows about our activities. Left one is Las Vegas. I think it's Bellagio Hotel. Foundation water intake pump is made by Ebara. And the center of Malayan Singapore statue, this fountain system is also made by Ebara Corporation. That one is Colosseum in Rome is also, this is a cleaning exterior is made arranged by Ebara pumps. Next page, please. History of our company. Ebara was established in 1912 as a university venture to manufacture pump. And founder spirit is the passion and dedication. Next page, please. This is our company's growth for the last 100 years. Our company's growth each areas by one to support the people's life and the society. First, we start from pumps, then waste treatment plants, then the last movement is the semiconductor manufacturing business we started. Next page, please. This is the conclusion. We are growing business to solve social issues and support the society with our technology. Next page, please. This is a brief explanation of our company's business sector. We are 5 business companies, which is the building service industrial and energy company, infrastructure company, and environmental solution and a precision machinery company. Next page, please. Today, I'd like to explain first 3 from left, building service, energy, and infrastructures. Example I'd like to explain. Next page, please. First one is building service and industrial companies. Our product is the pumps, fans, and chillers to the building facilities. We supplying lots of pumps to the buildings and industrial facilities. Next page, please. And our footprint is a standard pump market share in Japan is #1, and also chairs market share in Japan is #1. Unfortunately, in India or in globally, we are not in #1, but we are now trying to expand more business. Next page, please. Next business section is energy company. Our main equipment is pumps and compressor and steam turbine. And the customer is the oil and gas energy sectors. Next page, please. Footprint of energy company is pumps and expanders for LNG production facility is world top share. And compressor for oil and gas plants, mainly for downstream market, is also world top share. Next page, please. The last one is infrastructure company. Our product is also pump and fan, and our customer is the water infrastructure. Next page, please. This is also the footprint of our pumps to install our infrastructure. Next page, please. This is our current position is pumps for the drainage pump station market share in Japan is #1, and the pump installed the drainage pump station in Japan is more than 1,000. Next page, please. Our business in India, we started the business more than 30 years ago, and firstly we received the order from India and just manufacture in Japan and deliver the equipment and service in Japan and after service from Japan to India. But we started to business in India for the maybe because of Modi-san's direction, Make in India. So we start to have a entity in Japan to have a business between India and India. And we have two facilities in India right now. First one is Ebara India Private Limited, EMI, in Chennai. We have 40 people there, and business is sales and after sales service for mainly custom and standard homes. Next page, please. And another facility is Elliott Ebara Turbo Machinery India, which is Bangalore. Location is Bangalore. The employees number is approximately 112 people right now. And the business is sales and after sales service for compressor and steam turbine. Next page, please. This is a picture of Elliott Group office in India, Bangalore. Next page, please. This is our subsidiary, 100 subsidiary company, which is Elliott Group, has also offices in globally. Next page, please. And from this page, I would like to explain a little bit details for the our Bangalore offices activities. They have three business division, which is engineered product, industrial product, and global service. Next page, please. Next page, please. Next page, please. Yes. This is a picture of engineered product. And the next page, please. This is after sales service activities picture. Next page, please. This is an industrial product pump which is so-called as wire steam turbine to the industrial customers. Next page, please. Now we are also thinking about to have a relationship with Indian, not customer, but also as an employee. We think about the diversity of employment is very important for the growth of the market. And green color is a foreign nationality which we hired directly from college or university. And the blue one is a Japanese college or university as a freshman. Last this year, we employed two engineers from Indian university directly for our Ebara group. Next page, please. This is personality we request or we want the person which have creativity, independent, achievement, and agility. This kind of a talent person our company is seeking. Next page, please. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Tachiyama. Next, I would like to request Dr. T.P. Setumadhavan at Transdisciplinary University of Health Sciences and Technology, Bangalore Director, to make his presentation. 続きまして、トランスディスプリナリーヘルスサイエンス&テクノロジー大学バンガロール校 TP セトゥマダバン教授にご挨拶いただきます。
Most respected Ambassador CB George and senior officials from the Japanese Embassy and leader of the Indian delegation and the director of NIT Calicut, Professor Prasad Krishna, and senior faculty members from NIT Calicut, and my dear colleagues and friends. It's a matter of great pleasure for us as part of the Indian delegation to address the Indian Embassy officials in Japan. Across the world, a lot of transformations are taking place. At the same time, these transformations are taking place at a faster pace during the post-COVID phase. I represent one of the one of the health universities in India, that is Transdisciplinary University of Health Sciences and Technology in Bengaluru. And we are working with the different universities across the world. And we have got collaboration with 4 or 5 universities in Japan itself. And we work in multidisciplinary areas related to, especially related to bioengineering. And we work with the different areas like regenerative biology, and also in pharmaceuticals and validatory studies and different areas we are working. So I'll be giving a bird's eye view about the context and the need for collaboration between Indian universities and Indian education institutions and also Japanese universities. Say, as I told earlier, say during the post-COVID phase, a lot of transformations are taking place. Say the brand new habits are coming, and the shift to digital solutions moving at a very faster pace, and the change in work policy, that is work from home policy is emerging. Then e-commerce growth is at a faster pace, and everybody is scared about insurance and caring technology, that too during the post-COVID phase. And clean technology, as rightly pointed out by Professor Prasad Krishna, there are huge opportunities for clean technologies, automation at different levels, and health technologies. And also an emerging issue is something on climate change and lot of opportunities for climate resilient agriculture and allied sectors. And we are in the process of working with NIT Calicut in some of the multidisciplinary areas related to food technology, agribusiness, and also food technology and management, biotechnology, and also bioengineering. Next. So these are some of the sectors, digital technologies. As I'm not explaining, at the same time, there are huge opportunities for skill development. There lies a huge gap between available skills and required skills. So whenever we are talking about the skill development, say as rightly pointed out by Professor Prasad Krishna during his keynote address, say India, say demographic dividend, whenever we are taking into account India, say 51% of the Indians are of average age group of around 26 years. And 1/3 of the Indians are of Gen Zs, that is, they are within the age group of 18 to 24. And the network of education institutions are comparatively high in the state. So within the education system, we used to say 4 E's are more important. First is expansion. Education institutions are expanding like anything in the country. Second is equity. All are getting the opportunity to study. Third is excellence. There are a number of excellent education institutions like NIT Calicut in the country. At the same time, fourth is more important, that is employability. In order to improve the employability of the students and the potential graduates passing out from the country, we need to improve their skill development program. Within the country, the skilling, whenever we are taking into account the skilling domain within the educated youth within the country, it comes only around 5 to 6% among the educated youth. Whereas in other countries, especially if you are taking in the UK, it is something around 67%. Whereas in US it is something around 72%, whereas in North Korea it is something around 87%. So need of the hour is to improve the skilling domain of the potential graduates passing out from the country. So within this context, there are huge opportunities for, especially for reskilling and also for upskilling program. This reskilling and upskilling program will improve the employability of these students. Next. So these are some of the technologies India is giving more emphasis, that is healthcare technology. India is one of the pioneers in production of vaccines, especially mRNA vaccines, and also promotion of disruptive technologies, promoting entrepreneurship and agri-tech. And within the delegation, 2 entrepreneurs are there, and Mr. Shailen is giving a presentation on startups and its opportunities. And there are huge opportunities for agri-tech and also fintech also. Within the agriculture sector, thus we are taking into account different sectors together, say the primary agriculture, secondary industry, and the tertiary services. The services sector supersedes all other sectors and creates more employment opportunities. So in that sector, the transformation in agriculture, that is from the primary sector, the agriculture is moving towards agribusiness. So there are huge opportunities for agri-technology and also huge opportunities for financial technologies. Next. So the job markets are changing across the world. Then future of work is also changing. So there is need for innovation. Then new technologies are emerging. Within that context, there are huge opportunities for automation, and there are huge opportunities for Japanese Indian universities and Japanese universities can move together. Next. So COVID-19 disruptions created a lot of opportunities for digitalization. Then there is need for new skills that is also emerging. And recently the trend across the world is companies started investing more for skilling. And the skilling with knowledge and attitudinal change will enhance the employability of the potential graduates. Next. Next. So these are some of the sectors, especially future jobs may be related to digital technology, automation, electric vehicle technology, rightly pointed out during the keynote address. So the clean technology, smart construction, infrastructure. Even during the previous presentation, I could see that the technicians, so the engineers from those who are working in manufacturing sector in Japan from abroad is on around 23%. In ICT sector, it is something around 21%, whereas in healthcare sector, it forms only 1%. So there are huge opportunities for professionals from India can associate with the Japanese institutions, especially in institutions related to healthcare and technologies. Next. So Government of India enacted NEP, National Education Policy, NEP 2020, which envisages lot of opportunities for collaboration between Indian and foreign universities and abroad universities within the 200 ranking framework, that is international ranking framework, can establish campuses in India. Then universities can formulate different programs like twinning programs, which include, say, faculty exchange programs and also student exchange programs. Then dual degree programs between the universities and also joint degree programs. So this is one of the important opportunities. Now Indian universities are very much interested, Indian universities and other institutions, especially the technology institutions, are very much interested to collaborate with institutions abroad. Across the world during globalization, the concept of global village, within the education, the concept of global village is emerging. Any student can access to any of the universities across the world. So India is in the process of, is interested to collaborate with more Japanese education institutions for a fruitful collaboration within the areas of academics, research, and also skill development. So within that context, there are huge opportunities for multidisciplinary research also. Next. So need for skilling, especially for to increase the employability, of course, then reduce the time lag for getting a job, then emergence of digital platforms, and also to improve the productivity. Next. So skilling strategies, strengthening the education institutions, industry participation and immersion, that is more important, academia industry interface. Then career orientation, benefits and deployment, governance and quality, trainers and infrastructure. Next. So it can be designed as envisaged as a collective and comprehensive effort of multiple stakeholders. So within two countries, integration and data share, supplementing and aggregating existing solutions, and platform of platforms. Two countries can develop different platforms together within the framework, can promote academics on one side, research on other side, and skill development on different side. Within the skill development, think of different areas like upskilling and also reskilling. Next. So skill development, educational awareness, these are some of the areas we can look into. Next. So why institutions require international collaborations? Say, an aligned framework based on collaborations to explore the opportunities in their offerings. India can offer many of the areas. At the same time, Japanese universities can also offer many of the areas. Then technological advancements, interdisciplinary research, student and faculty exchanges, that too through appropriate training programs. Then identifying the priorities before making partnerships and MOUs. So how to identify the areas of collaboration? This is an important area we have to look into. What kind of collaboration will be the most beneficial for your institution? It's very evident from the keynote address. Then to what degree does the collaboration be necessary to remain financially feasible? Then do you have a chance to increase the value of students or reduce the expenses? What service, administrative, and academic departments could gain the most from collaboration? And how far should be? These are the most pertinent points we have to look into. We have to sit together, assess the strength of both universities, and within Indian universities and Japanese universities, think of identifying or prioritizing some of the areas, and we can move forward. Next. So student and faculty exchange, strengthening research, links and joint research, flexibility on covered subjects, duration and structure and design, advancements in pedagogical skills, opportunities for student transfers and master's program, then adding value of work, knowledge and exposure and cutting edge technology. They can emphasize on choice and flexibility, sustainability as the priority, and think of different areas focused on building soft skills, shifting campus demographics, accommodating non-traditional students, and also at the same time, a lot of universities across the world are in the process of creating technology-enabled learning programs under the platform mode. See, some of the models like Coursera, edX, and other. And we can think of having joint platform models between Indian and Japanese universities and Indian institutions. So it is one of the potential areas we can look into. Next. So this is the way we can have a collaboration. The first thing is building commitment. Second stage, how we can pursue the commitment further. And stage 3 is how we can sustain further. Next. So there are different areas we can look into. Antibiotic resistance is emerging as one of the potential threat to healthcare. So how we can reduce the antibiotic resistance and what strategies we can think of, how we can reduce the residue, how we can think of residue monitoring system. So these are the areas, some of the potential areas of research. Next. 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 So our university, transdisciplinary universities, intervening in different sectors like validatory studies, transdisciplinary approach, and promote academia industry interface. Next. 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 So thank you for your patience. We expect fruitful collaboration between Japanese institutions and Indian institutions in order to improve the employability of the students and improve the research competencies of the research institutions and to improve the skill development of the potential faculties working in Indian and Japanese universities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your presentation. As our last speaker, I'd like to request Mr. Shiran Sagunan, chairperson of Mizone and Malabar Angel Network, to make a presentation. 続きまして、ミゾンマラバールエンジェルネットワーク理事、シラン・タグナン様よりご挨拶いただきます。
Yeah, I will try to be short. The time is running late. Yeah. So my name is Shilan. I represent a few entities here. One is, I'm the board member of Kerala Startup Mission. And can you go to the previous slide just for the reference? Yeah. So Kerala is a small state in the southwest part of India. So it's a very interesting state. So I will come to that. It's something, we are some slightly different than other part of India. So next slide, please. The previous one. So I'm the board of the Government of Kerala's official body, which is Kerala Startup Mission, which is the apex agency which is responsible for promotion of startup entrepreneurship and investment in the state of Kerala. I am also an alumni of NIT Calicut, and also I've been an entrepreneur. I've scaled a few companies both in India and United States, and also I worked with the Indian Space Research as a scientist. Next slide. So India is one of the largest startup ecosystem in maybe the third one in the world, and is growing, and hopefully it can become second. The pace of growth continues to trend up. Since 2020. India has added at least one unicorn in every month. So we have 110 unicorns, the country ahead of, which is number 3, ahead of the United Kingdom and Germany in the innovation economy. Next slide. So now coming back to my state, the state of Kerala. So we have around 3,100 startups. The number grows every day. And we have 4 accelerators. Accelerators are entities which actually, scale up the startup to the next level. We have 40 plus incubators, and I'm on the board of one of the incubators of NIT Calicut, one of the oldest incubators here. And we have an ecosystem where, because you're talking about the skills now, the consumer of skills is what it is, entrepreneurship. Okay? And it can be companies or entrepreneurs. And so we are operating in that space of creating jobs, and as an entrepreneur or as or getting companies there. Okay. So we are dispersed more than 220 million rupees of innovation grant, which is actually from the government of Kerala. And also a unique fund of fund schemes. Like if there is any company, any investor who actually invests in a company in Kerala, the same amount will be matched by the government of Kerala. So we have 340 mini incubators. We have generated around 30,000 employment and 35,000 aspiring entrepreneurs. And we have almost 1 million square feet of space exclusively. These are smart spaces where you can take your laptop and plug in and start a company, which is exclusively for startups. Next slides. So these are some of the angel investors operating in Kerala, and some of the investors are local investors, and some are the national investors. And one of the things which has happened is that earlier the concept of investing in startups was reserved for an elite of founders who had mostly from Silicon Valley, etc. But now what we see the trend is that concept is getting down to the villages, and there are many examples of villages in India where there are successful angel investors. There are around 20,000 angel investors in India, a very small number still, and almost around 200 in Kerala. Next slide. So this is the state of Kerala, and we can see it goes from the north to south. So these are the different incubators there in Kasaragod, and Kannur is a place where I run my own, maybe the first incubator in a technology incubator or a startup incubator in a PPP model. It's a public-private participation model, which I'm the co-founder of that. And Calicut, we have the NIT Calicut TBI, and then Palakkad IIT and the government incubator there. And then followed by Kochi is a place where I would say one of the second biggest incubator in the world. It is located there, and where they have this Mechatronics, where we have the field of the interdisciplinary field of electronics and mechanical and computer science, which is the Mechatronics there. And Trivandrum is a place also we have some special incubators like the space incubator where the Indian Space Research headquarters is based there. And also there are things on healthcare incubators are there. So this gives a landscape about what is there in the startup acceleration scenario in the state of Kerala. Next slide. So these are some of the specialized incubators there. The Maker Village in Kochi, then Bionest in Kochi, the Mobile 10X in Kozhikode, and the Space Accelerator in Trivandrum. Next slide. This is, I'll go to the, can you skip this and go to the next one? Next one. Yeah, you can play the video of this. Can you move to the next one and play the video of that?
Since the 1990s, India has been a global leader in providing technology services to the rest of the world. But as the second most populous nation on Earth continues to grow, a new generation looks to new frontiers in which to stake its future. India is getting a brand update, setting its sights on high-tech innovation and entrepreneurship. And the southwestern state of Kerala is stepping up to be the home of high-tech in India. Within Kerala, Kochi is the place of the future that is emblematic of this shift, and maybe one day a paragon for India itself. I'm Caroline Steer from the Centre for the Future of Work, and I'm here in Kochi to explore this shift manifesting in India. We're turning to Kerala to see how everyone should be preparing for a future driven by innovation. There's something about places of the past and future that lie on Western shores: Silicon Valley, Tel Aviv, Kochi. Perhaps it's the historical movement of ships from east to west into port. Kochi was the historical center of the global spice trade, and with it came a mix of people, cultures, and religions from all across the world. The ports here are still part of the well-established transport ecosystem. Policy in Kerala has broken free from the rest of India's, contesting the idea that GDP is the single most important measure of growth. Instead, Kerala focuses on social infrastructure growth, with policy targeting things like education, healthcare, and life expectancy. This prioritization has led to impressive outcomes, resulting in academics and economists coining the term the Kerala model. People from Kerala, Malayalis, enjoy a quality of life akin to many leading developed countries. The average life expectancy was measured at 75 years, compared to 64 across the rest of India. In education, Kerala has a 94% literacy rate compared to the national average of 74. Kerala has been catching up fast to the developed world since independence in 1947. I spoke with the leaders of Kochi's biannual arts festival, the only biennale in India, about the Kochi lifestyle and how to equip people with the skills of the future.
Why don't you start by telling me what the Biennale is and why it's here in Kochi?
So the term Biennale means once in 2 years, basically. And the whole idea of the Kochi Biennale was to build an amazing exhibition for visual arts, where people can really celebrate the visual arts, not be stuck by barriers of two-dimensionality, medium, the pressures of a market, of what would appeal to a few and not to a few. So the whole idea was built across what a Biennale can bring to a city and impact.
The talent here in Kochi will be kind of have the cutting edge because it's grown up in a place that really puts cultural education, creative education at the center, whilst also being a technology hub. Do you think that makes people here quite unique?
Absolutely. I think that becomes a very important thing that you take back. You look at the IT boom in Bangalore, creativity was not very strong. So you have a lot of people outsourcing people from Bangalore when it became the Silicon Valley. Things have moved to Hyderabad. Again, it's the same problem where I see the difference in Kochi here, where people there was the most amazing makerspace here. The maker movement was invented, started off in Bangalore, but actually the innovation hub here has sort of taken on and much faster than it has in Bangalore or anywhere else.
Thanks to the Kerala model, Kochi is a city with an extraordinarily popular way of life. Unlike other Indian cities that are bursting at the seams, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Bangalore, for example, Kochi is definitively more mellow. As Kochi continues to grow towards a place of the future, the city has plans to ensure that this special Kochi vibe doesn't fade away. One of the biggest lessons learned from larger Indian cities is the need to retain green space across the city, even in the tech hubs. Whilst a blade of grass is hard to come by in other Indian tech metropolises, Kerala is lusciously green. Sustainability is a huge focus for Kochi. It's home to the only airport powered on solar energy. Because of this impressive achievement, Kochi Airport won the United Nations' highest environmental honor in 2018, the prestigious Champions of the Earth Award. Other cities should pay close attention. We talked to the director of Kochi's solar-powered international airport about how it's helping Kochi do business and about Kerala's green future.
2015, we became the first airport in the world completely powered by solar energy. We produced almost 146,000 units of power every day, and we consume about 120,000 units per day. So we have a surplus. We produce about 40 megawatts of power. And as the requirement goes, we are buying land elsewhere and producing solar power. So we will remain as a 100% solar airport for the years to come also.
It might be easy to get into Kochi through the impressive airport, but it's also easy to get out. One crucial and persistent challenge for continued growth in Kochi is brain drain. Currently, there aren't enough job opportunities for the number of highly skilled knowledge workers that Kerala itself creates. In reality, the state runs on remittances. How will Kochi address this brain drain? Or is there a positive side to the global movement of Malayalis that cannot be overlooked?
Obviously, because I think once major companies come here, you will not see this brain drain happening. They all come back. So they will come back with a better knowledge also. But we anticipate that major companies will set up shop here.
The future of work hinges on a powerful network effect that drives clusters of talent all around the world. Top-down hierarchies are a thing of the past. Kochi's budding technology ecosystem is ready to take full advantage of this shift from hierarchy to hierarchy. There's an impressive network of spaces in the growing tech hubs of the city, and we're going to explore a few of them. First up, the growing startup and incubation space at Kerala Startup Mission, which after the completion of 3 more projects will be the largest in the world.
Why don't we start by just explaining what Kerala Startup Mission is and why it's based here in Kochi?
Kerala Startup Mission is primarily to develop a tech ecosystem in the state of Kerala. So you are looking at developing hardware companies, software companies who work in multiple domains. We have presence across Kerala, but our largest facility is in Kochi. And Startup Mission works at multiple levels, right from school level onwards, because the spirit of innovation is basically what is going to drive the next stage of the future. And so we work with schools
I would request
where we
to
put
stop
them
this.
with students with
For the sake of time, I'm stopping it. Just to summarizing that there is a huge opportunity in Kerala, in NIT, for the companies to come and set up their shops there, or technology development, or skill for getting the right skill talent. So I'm stopping here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Savanan. Thank you very much. To conclude our seminar today, I would like to request Associate Professor Bajil Nair at NIT Calicut to give an end-note address. 最後となりましたが、ナショナル工科大学バイジュ・ナイール准教授に見解のお言葉をいただきます。
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Minasan konbawa. We now come to the conclusion of our seminar today. And on behalf of the organizing committee and National Technology, I'm deeply honored to propose my vote of thanks here. And I think this is my second time I'm appearing in front of the podium. First one was quite 2-3 years back. First and foremost, we extend our sincere gratitude to His Excellency, Sri C.B. George, the Honorable Ambassador of India to Japan, for gracing this event with his presence and delivering an opening remark. Your words set the tone of a day filled with remarkable insights and the promise of future collaboration. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. And our heartfelt appreciation to Professor Prasad Krishna, the Director of NIT Calicut, who provided a stimulating keynote address. Your vision and dedication fostering inter-Japan collaboration were excellent, sir. Thank you so much for your excellent speech. Thank you, sir. And we are immensely grateful to our distinguished speakers, Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, representing JETRO, the director, and Ms. Takiyama from Ibara Corporation, Dr. T.P. Sethumadhavan, and Sri Shilen Suganan. And your profound knowledge and expertise and visionary contributions enriched our understanding of the vast possibilities and opportunities of India-Japan collaboration. Thank you so much. Thank you. Domo arigato gozaimashita. We like to thank all our esteemed guests and participants from academia and industries here, and your presence and active engagement have added immense value to the seminar. Thank you so much for all. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you. Well, our next, I would like to thank our, Mr. Anil Raj and Jishnu Madhavan for supporting us to conduct the seminar here. Thank you so much for your immense support. Well, our alumni, any alumni, if you think they are the ambassadors of our institute, and I could see a lot of alumni here who were gathered here, and especially Prakash Shetty, and a lot of people are here. And thank you so much for all, and we'll keep in touch with you. We are going to meet you all And we have a lot of alumni from from Tokyo also. And Babu-san is here, and Pramod-san. Actually, I didn't know that you're alumni of my institute. I joined very recently, and sorry for. Thank you so much for coming and gracing us. Thank you. Once again, and I like to thank all the embassy officials who have supported us, making this event a great success. I also thank the secretary, Manjendra sir, for your valuable guidance and support. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all. So once again, I'll thank you all, and we have a small refreshment outside, and we can have more interaction. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody, for your participation today. We have a networking session with some refreshments at the lobby. We hope you're going to all join us. Thank you very much.